Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. I bet you guys didn't think that I was going to come on. Well, you know what? It is a little chilly, isn't it? I mean, oh my goodness. So let us go ahead and get started. Thank you for being here with Center for Practical Spirituality, where we are going to get you started and calibrated for the whole entire week. So let's get started with our statement of being. God is all, both visible and invisible, one presence, one mind, one power is all. This one that is all is perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. I am ever one with this perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. And so it is. And so it is. So let us go ahead and go straight into our Uplifting the Soul service. Today, I want for us to focus on our spiritual practices, which we are to do on a daily basis. So let's go ahead and get into this. Every man discerns between the voluntary acts of his mind and the involuntary perceptions. Emerson's essays. It is the office of the imagination to set the view. What view? What you're wanting to see. Our imagination is where all begins. It is the place where it all begins, by the way. Through our readings and self-examination, we may have come to a place where we are having a strong faith in our oneness with God and all life. This is a great place to be, but in a world of consciousness, we will not just stay put. Mental states can become flexible through self-introspection, but without consistent spiritual practices, they can come between us and actually being unstable. I'm going to pause us for just a second. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Oh, I should have done it earlier, but I wasn't able to. Anyways, let's keep on going. When we're unstable, it's because we have not connected to our spiritual sense, to our spiritual, source. And when we feel unstable, that's when it is time for us to become very astute and very aware that it's time to reconnect. Go out in nature, do a prayer, do a mantra, listen to positive music that's going to recalibrate our subconscious mind. So the author for today's Uplifting the Soul says the following. I have often thought that the world of affairs cannot help us in our quest for spiritual equanimity. We may feel okay in surroundings that are consistent with our beliefs, but there are not our only surroundings, which is very true. We are people of the world at large, and so many negative circumstances can thrown in our faces every single day, which tends to make affirmative thinking difficult. But it's not impossible. Hence, we have spiritual practices, mental exercises of a sort that will help keep us thinking clearly and settle us to a calm gathering of the mind when we seek our inner truth. Prayer, our spiritual mind treatment, is, of course, an organization of thoughts towards an experience of wholeness. Meditation or contemplation helps us to know how to find the spots of spiritual status in which we can rest. There is a deep satisfaction and sometimes a safe port of life's storms to be found. Even in the simplest of spiritual practices, to embrace them helps to assure us of an opening to the sense of presence. What does this mean? It's so simple. So simple. Disconnect from the world. Disconnect from the chaos. Disconnect from all of those things that are distracting you from elevating your spiritual beauty of peace. Be still. The divine good fulfills me, always has and always will, and I access it every day. I love my times of quiet with the presence. I open myself in prayer, meditation, and study to divine well-being. So one of the things that you can do is, as we're wanting to, the value of spiritual practices. One of the things that you can do is you can actually go to, for instance, here in San Antonio, we have several different places that you can go to. If you're Muslim, you can go to the mosque. If you are looking for a place that's serene, but, even if you're not Catholic, you can always go to the grotto. You can always go to the Blessed Virgin of Schoenstatt, which is over in Helotes. You can go to the Hindu temple. You can go and do a labyrinth walk. You can take a walk, by the way. That is grounding. Take deep breaths. Take a few seconds to how many of us remember the Eddie Murphy movie of oh my goodness, I can't remember the name of it, but his sergeant would go woosah. Well, you know what? We may have made fun of that, but in reality, doing a woosah is actually going to help you. It's going to center you. It's going to align your chakras. It's going to help you to become one with Source, to become one with the Christ within you. It helps you to become one with the Buddha mind. It helps you to be with Allah and to actually be with Source and to be with the Spirit, with the great I am, with Great Spirit. It is time for us to elevate. It is time for us to be just like the monks are walking for peace. That's what we are to be affirming on a daily basis. So, John 17:23 says this. Here I am going like this. I do apologize. I in them and thou in me. So, there's another one here, which is John 17:21. And this fits perfectly with today's, our spiritual practices. What are we doing? How are we doing this? And so right here, the spiritual practice of John 17:21, that they all may be one, as thou, Father, art in me and I in thee, that they also may be one in us. As I read this particular, Bible verse, in reality, it reminds me and it takes me back to our oneness. It takes me back to the understanding that we are all one, that we are all in this together. And the most important thing is, greater is he that is in me than he that is of the world. Greater is he that is in me than he that is of the world. Greater is he that is in me than he that is of the world. There is no separation between us and God. None. None. Our heart's desire is God's desire, and God's desire is our heart's desire. Make it so. Today, I was asking the parishioners that I saw this morning, I said, what was one ugly instance in your life that made you become aware of wanting to do better, to choose better? What is our superpower if it's not the power of choice? And they said, well, one person was, had suffered a coma. The other one had suffered drug addiction. And I said, how were you transformed? And the other one said, well, it's kind of like I was happy to be alive. And the other person said, I never want to go back to that again. And I said, exactly. I said, you took a negative and you made it into a positive. You took an experience that transformed you and catapulted you to a new way of seeing things. What we are experiencing right now is exactly what we never want to experience again. And we are the ones that are having to make a conscious choice about what do we want in our lives. When we are connected, when we are plugged in, and not so much to the matrix, but we're plugged into Source, those spiritual practices. Let me see. A very simple spiritual practice. In the morning, when you wake up, you say, thank you, thank you, thank you. What are you thanking for? For everything, for the good, the bad, and the ugly. Whenever you get an opportunity and you see somebody that, for instance, last night, whenever I stopped at Walmart before I came home. I told the young man that was standing in front of me, I told him, I said, thank you so much. I said, for being here, for working here at Walmart, for, taking care of us and providing us a service. I said, you are so appreciated. I think he almost fainted because he just looked at me like, ma'am? I said, oh, just want to tell you thank you. How often do we say thank you? How often are we appreciative for the little things in life? When we are able to take care of the little things in life, and for instance, our eyesight, for instance, our hearing, for instance, our smell, for instance, our laughter, for instance, our lives, with the good, the bad, and the ugly. Ladies and gentlemen, today's going to be a short day because it's kind of like we're, in the middle of a crazy storm and it is a little cold and I'm not usually, here. I'm usually over there and I'm able to, be among, quite a few people. And so today we had to do it a little different, which I'm glad that we were able to do this. And so I just wanted to be able to share with you the value of, being aware that on a daily basis, it's good to practice your spirituality. It is good to plug in and to say, thank you, thank you, thank you for the blessings that I have today. So we're a little cold. So what do we have to be thankful for? That we have, the home that we have, wherever we may be at, to stay warm. That we have, it's kind of like the food in our refrigerator that we are able to eat. That we have the families that are surrounding us that are loving and caring and kind. That we have whatever it is that we have, we are able to be thankful for them and recognize them. Recognize that in your spiritual practice, you're going to say thank you for all that we possess and that we have. If we have an overabundance of something and we hit a point where we can share it, do so. Just do so. Bless somebody with, that extra pen or whatever it may be. Bless somebody with a kind, wonderful thank you note. Just saying thank you. I was thinking about you. A post-it note with a smiley face on it. When we are able to be and to know that we are one with God, Mother, Father, God, all of a sudden, we are able to have compassion. So remember, my heart's desire is God's desire, and God's desire is my heart's desire. There are and there is no separation between myself and God. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I certainly do hope that you were able to enjoy and have, some way, somehow get uplifted. Jelly Bean, what can I tell you? We're really enjoying today, aren't we? Nice and cold and brisk. And you know what? My father, may he rest in peace, he would always say, ay, mija, it's okay. We need this cold weather because then it's going to kind of like, he didn't say the word recalibrate. I'm the one that's saying recalibrate. But what this cold ice does is that it refurbishes everything. It gets rid of all the negative, things that we're no longer needing. And then it rejuvenates. How do you need to let go of your old skin? Let it go. Let it go. So, as we go forward and we ask for our blessings and for prayer requests. If you have any special prayer requests, please put them into our thread and we'll be more than happy to pray for you guys. And also, I want for us to have our wonderful tithes and prayers and offerings, and let us go ahead and hold them in our hands and let us say together, divine love in me, as me, and through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. And so it is. Well, I look forward to seeing you guys next Sunday. It's going to be much warmer. So I will be back over at First Unitarian Universalist Church, which is in building number 5. That's where we gather. Love to see any and all of you in person. And in February, we're going to be celebrating another anniversary for Center for Practical Spirituality. So kind of take that into consideration. Maybe you can join us. We're going to be having a small little celebration. So let us go ahead and go forward and make it a great week. Please. Thank you. And I am going to say this. Let us say, peace be still in this world. Peace be still right here, right now. Let the truth be revealed. And only peace come upon this earth. And so it is. I'm ready for a miracle. I'm ready for a miracle. I'm ready for a miracle today. I've got my mind in tune for one. I'm ready to experience one. I'm ready for a miracle today. My mind is open, ready to receive it. My heart is opened all the way. I do accept a miracle. I do accept a miracle. I do accept a miracle today. I do receive a miracle. I do receive a miracle. I do receive a miracle today. Very good, very good. Yay! I love you guys. And we'll see each other next week. Bye.